He betrayed me with another woman, but I never expected to find love in the arms of the man I least suspected, his uncle. In the third year of my engagement to Luke Lee, the news exploded across the entire circle. His beautiful mistress was pregnant. The humiliation spread like wildfire, stripping me of every shred of dignity I had left. At my own birthday party, Luke walked toward me with his arm carelessly draped around that woman, a faint, casual smile on his lips. "Don't worry," he said lightly. "Mrs. Lee will always be you. The child will be raised by you in the future." Everyone around us held their breath. I froze for a moment, my hand unconsciously drifting toward my stomach. Just then, the true power of the Lee family, Luke's uncle, placed his hand firmly on my waist and let out a low chuckle. "She can't raise him," he said calmly, "because she'll be raising your cousin." That was the moment most of the Northern elite realized Luke Lee had completely lost his mind. As I was about to push open a door inside the club, I heard voices from the other side. A private gathering? And he brought his mistress? "Don't say I didn't warn you," someone said. "Hannah might walk in at any moment." Luke stood with his long legs slightly apart, lazily biting a cigarette from the pack before lighting it. So what if she does? If it weren't for the strict family rules and needing to match statuses, who would get engaged to such a boring woman? I'm sick of her clinging to me. I wish you'd just break off the engagement. Laughter erupted. "Everyone knows Hannah is your simp. No matter what, she'll always be behind you when you turn around. Even if you bring your mistress home, she'd never call off the engagement. The most she'll do is cry and force you to dump her." Luke didn't deny it. The comments clearly pleased him. We had grown up together, childhood sweethearts. He'd always protected me. After graduation, our families arranged the engagement. And here I was, standing quietly outside the door, fists clenched, eyes burning red. Luke finally looked up and saw me standing there. He didn't flinch. He crushed out his cigarette, wrapped an arm around the girl's waist, and lounged back on the sofa like nothing had happened. No shame whatsoever about being caught cheating. "Emily wanted to come and play," he said casually. The young men exchanged amused looks. "Please don't blame Mr. Lee," Emily added sweetly. "I just wanted to see what these gatherings are like." Suddenly, she clutched her stomach and gagged. Everyone stared. "Sorry, I feel nauseous." Luke frowned. "I'll send my assistant to take you to the hospital." Before the assistant moved, Emily grabbed Luke's arm again, biting her lip. "I'm not sick. I'm..." She lifted her eyes to me. "I'm pregnant." Silence fell like a hammer. Luke's expression didn't show the slightest happiness, just a dark shadow. I suddenly laughed. I slipped off the ring from my finger and threw it at him. "Luke, let's break the engagement. From now on, we go our separate ways." The room erupted in panic. "Sister-in-law, don't listen to her lies. She just wants to take your place." Small fights were nothing, but calling off an engagement? That couldn't be explained to the family. The ring hit the floor with a crisp clink. I turned and walked out. "What are you waiting for?" John finally spoke. "Go after her." Luke's voice hardened. "What's there to chase? Even if the baby isn't born yet, and even if it is, she'll raise it. When she calms down, she'll come back." John exhaled a puff of smoke. "Funny. I used to say the same thing. Then your sister-in-law married someone else." Luke thought of Joel's grand wedding with Lisa. His eyes dimmed, and he finally hurried out after me. I left the club and drove straight to a bar. Glass after glass, bottle after bottle, I drowned myself in alcohol. 3 years of dreaming of wearing a wedding dress. And now this. I staggered to the bathroom, nearly falling, but instead of hitting the ground, I found myself supported by a strong arm. Bulent Lee. Luke's uncle, the real power of the Lee family. A man rumored to be ruthless. Drunk and reckless, I grabbed his tie, stood on tiptoe, and kissed him. His obsidian dark eyes widened slightly in shock, though he kept a respectful distance. "Hannah," he asked quietly, "do you know who I am?" My fingertip traced down his Adam's apple. "Bulant. You're Bulant." Dizziness hit again, and he scooped me into his arms, ignoring the stunned stares, carrying me straight into the elevator. In the early morning, I woke up and turned my head straight into Bulant's deep, unreadable gaze. Panicking, I yanked the blanket up to my chin. He simply raised his eyebrow, said nothing, and reached for a cigarette. As he moved, I spotted a clear bite mark on his collarbone. God, did I do that? "Mrs. Fong," he said. I looked up at him. "Yesterday was my first day back in the country, and I was taken advantage of by you in front of everyone." Taken advantage of? Memories slammed back. Me clinging to him, kissing him, biting him. His voice asking, "Mrs. Fong, I'm not someone who treats this lightly. Are you sure you want to continue?" And me slurring, "Shut up, don't talk, kiss me." I wanted to dig a hole and bury myself. "Mr. Lee, I'm very sorry," I said quickly. I took off my watch and set it on his bedside table. "I don't have cash right now, so please take this as compensation. Is that okay?" Bulant picked up the watch, turning it between his fingers. "Mrs. Fong," he said, softly, eyes narrowing, "do you think my first time is worth just a watch?" My palms started sweating. "You slept with me, so you must take responsibility," he continued. I blinked. "What?" "Marry me. From now on, whenever Luke sees you, he'll have to call you Auntie. And I won't cheat." I stared at him. "Why?" "Because I hate being taken advantage of." Half an hour later, we were walking out of the Civil Affairs Bureau holding red marriage certificates. I kept glancing at him, still dazed. Then my phone rang. "Luke." "I waited in front of your house all night. Where are you? Send me your location. You need to explain yourself." I looked up at the big sign of the Civil Affairs Bureau and simply sent him the location. Capital Civil Affairs Bureau, marriage registration. In a bar across town, Luke stared at the message. His brother Leo nearly dropped his glass. "What? Is she marrying you?" The others crowded around. "Her engagement is ruined because the mistress is pregnant. She must be forcing him to marry her." I thought she was bluffing when she threw the ring. She can't live without Luke. No way she's serious. "What are you gonna do, man? It is your fault." He typed one message. "Isn't getting married this fast a little too much?" He tossed his phone aside, conflicted. In front of the Civil Affairs Bureau, Buland opened his camera. I blinked. "What are you doing?" "Last night, many people saw you kissing me. My assistant is drowning in reporters' calls. Posting proof might solve everything." He showed me his assistant's WeChat. Hundreds of missed calls. Feeling guilty, I cooperated for the photo. Afterwards, he lowered his head to type a caption. I opened his moments out of curiosity. 2 posts appeared. "Just got married," with 9 photos. "Live well, love slowly. Not too early, not too late, just right for you." And another 9 photos. And all 18 pictures were nearly identical. He had taken dozens of shots. Bulant raised his eyebrow. I liked the posts right away. Both of them. On the way back, I sat in the passenger seat, bored, staring at the scenery drifting by. Suddenly, Luke's car appeared from the opposite direction. We passed each other in a split second. Did he think that the location I sent him meant I wanted to get the marriage certificate with him? Is that why he rushed over? A few minutes later, Luke messaged me. "I'm here. Where are you? Why didn't you see me?" I immediately blocked him and deleted him from WeChat. He must have realized his message failed, so he switched to SMS. "Did you block me? Do you know how hard it was for me to decide to come to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get the certificate with you? Unblock me within 1 minute. There is only one chance to get the certificate, and after this, it won't be available. I'm giving you one last 5 minutes. After that, I'm leaving. Same tone as always. High and mighty, convinced I'd never leave him. As if the moment he offered me a way out, I was supposed to drop everything and run back. I blocked his number 2 and every possible contact method on every app I could think of. Only after doing all that did I let out a long breath.
I'm Hannah's fiancé. You're the third party ruining our relationship. You have no shame. Luke lunged at Bulan, but before he could get close, he was kicked back. Bodyguards held him down as he thrashed. Grandpa Lee's face darkened. You idiot. If you want to embarrass yourself, don't drag the Lee family into it. Grandpa, he stole my fiancé. Luke was shaking with anger, completely losing control. His mother, unable to watch the old man get angrier, stepped forward and slapped Luke across the face. You lost her yourself. What does this have to do with your uncle? When she loved you, you ignored her. Now that she's married, you cause a scene? How did I give birth to such a disgrace? Luke was dragged out while cursing under his breath. Meanwhile, Emily was already plotting. She hired influencers and reporters to twist the story online. Within hours, hashtags exploded. Hashtag shocking, fiancé seduces uncle. Hashtag Luke gets betrayed. Hashtag Hannah pregnant. Hashtag truth is this. People bashed me mercilessly. I take back everything I said. Luke, I wronged you. Hannah is shameless. Luke searched for her everywhere for a month, and she was off marrying his uncle? No wonder Luke had a girlfriend. Hannah kept the fiancé title while sneaking around. I support Emily. At least she's honest. But exposing Emily's dirt wasn't hard. Within 10 minutes, her chat logs with bloggers leaked. The masses instantly switched sides. So you left out the part where you knowingly became the other woman. She trapped Luke by messing with condoms and pretending to be pregnant. She's been doing this since college. No wonder rich wives came to beat her up. Luke and Emily deserve each other. At a bar, Luke's phone wouldn't stop ringing. Annoyed, he finally answered. Emily sobbed. My stomach hurts. Reporters are outside. Can you take me to the hospital? Luke hung up immediately. John sighed. You pushed your wife away. Accept it. Luke drained a glass, the alcohol burning down his throat. Has she called you? Any of you? He asked. Leo shook his head. Call? She blocked everyone connected to you. John saw through him. You let Emily post those things to provoke Hannah so she'd come back. Face it, she's done with you. Luke's eyes trembled. She loved me for 3 years. How could she just stop? She's just trying to provoke me. Right? If I go to her, she'll come back. He grabbed his keys and stormed out. Later that evening, Bulan and I bought an Alaskan Malamute, Little Monster. While carrying him home, we spotted Luke sitting on the edge of a flower bed. He reeked of alcohol. His shirt was wrinkled, hair messy, eyes hollow. People whispered, wondering if he escaped from a psych ward. Even the police came to check on him. Hannah, his voice cracked. In just 1 day, he looked like a ghost of himself. I'm sorry, please don't leave me. I really know I was wrong, he said, eyes red like a child who had been scolded. Let's get married. I'll even raise the child in your belly as my own, please. Bulan's face darkened. Do you want to die? Luke stood his ground. I'm Hannah's true love. She took care of me for 3 years. She doesn't love you. She's just upset with me. Bulan tightened his grip on Little Monster. Oh, Luke, that was the past. From now on, I'll only make tea for Bulan when he's drunk. Only pick him up from his social events. Luke stared at the dog in disbelief. You're holding a dog? You're not scared anymore? I had always wanted a big dog, but Luke hated them, so I gave up the idea. I didn't know he feared them too. My wife likes dogs, so I'll make myself accept it, like you, who only made Hannah compromise. When they were kids, a large dog had bitten both Luke and Bulan, leaving childhood trauma behind. Luke lowered his gaze. I'm sorry, Hannah. I'll keep a dog too, if that's what you want. Whatever he can do, I can do too. I don't like you anymore, I said softly. No matter what you do, I don't want you. Let's go, husband. Bulan lifted little monster with a smug lift of his brow. Come on, little monster, let's go home. Under the blazing afternoon sun, Luke stood alone, sweat soaking his white shirt. People passing by whispered, he must have made his girlfriend mad. Suddenly, Luke collapsed. An elderly woman screamed, calling an ambulance. Hours later, I got a call from John. Mr. Young, is there a project issue? I asked. No. I ran into Luke at the hospital. He refuses to eat or drink unless he sees you. He hesitated. Bulan walked over and held out his hand for the phone. Mr. Young, this is Bulan speaking. John instantly straightened. Mr. Lee, it's an honor. Although I've only been back in the country for a short time, I've heard about how your fiancé married Mr. Liu. John, Mr. Young, are you perhaps feeling a sense of camaraderie with Luke? John, I'm sorry. With that, he hung up the phone. A few days later, my WeChat suddenly blew up with notifications, private messages, mentions, and group chats. I opened the shared live stream. Luke had converted the largest shopping mall his family owned into a dog kennel. He no longer had even a hint of the young Mr. Lee's usual charm. He was still wearing the shirt from the day he got heat stroke. It was wrinkled and stained with sweat. His hair was unkempt and his beard was unshaven. After just a few days, anyone who didn't know better might think the Lee family had gone bankrupt. Hannah, look, I'm not afraid of dogs anymore. I've got lots of every breed. Please give me another chance. Hannah, I really know I was wrong. Please don't leave me. Delayed affection is worth less than grass. When she loved you, you didn't cherish it. Now that she doesn't, you start singing. Masochist much? What's lost is lost. Brother, take my advice. Go change your clothes. In your current state, not even a loser like me would want you, let alone your ex. Get lost. Get lost. Hannah and Bulant together forever. Don't come looking for insults because I'm not in the mood to curse you today. Hannah loves Bulant forever. Keep the comments coming. Hannah loves Bulant forever. Keep the comments coming. Suddenly, a group of Black Cloud bodyguards stormed into the live stream. They forcibly shut it down. Get out of here. Why are you shutting down my live stream? Is Bulant that insecure? He knows Hannah loves me and is worried I might win her back. That same night, Luke was sent abroad to manage a branch office. He was forbidden from returning to the country. When I was close to giving birth, I encountered Emily. She wasn't doing well. Ever since the online backlash, she had a miscarriage due to stress and had never fully recovered. Sister, I beg you, please tell me where Mr. Lee is. I've been looking for him for so long, but I can't find any trace of him. Please, just tell me. You don't want him anymore, so please just tell me. I frowned. Who let you in? Get out. Sister, please have pity on me. Just tell me where Mr. Lee is. I'll kneel if you want. Bulan walked in and saw the scene. He stood protectively in front of me and had security escort her out. He covered my ears, shielding me from the nasty curses she was shouting. This video is an original work of the YouTube channel Romance Grove and is published exclusively on this channel. Please don't re-upload or share it on other channels. That day, the sky over the capital was clear and cloudless. Bulan anxiously waited outside the delivery room. With the sound of a baby cry, a nurse emerged, holding the child. Family of Hannah, it's a girl, 6 pounds 8 ounces. The father can come see the baby. His eyes remained fixed on the delivery room door. Grandpa Lee playfully scolded him. Look at you, all nervous and useless. When I opened my eyes, the first thing I saw was Bulan sitting beside the bed. Hannah, you've been so brave. I shook my head. Where's the baby? Let me see. Is it a boy or a girl? Are they cute? Bulan nodded and shook his head, leaving me confused. Finally, my mom walked over holding the baby. Bulant has been by your side the whole time and hasn't even seen the baby yet. It's a girl and she looks just like you did when you were little. I looked up in surprise. Bulan handed me a cup of warm water. Drink some water first. Your lips are dry. My mom nodded, approvingly. Many families focus on the baby at times like this, neglecting the mother's well-being. Have you chosen a name for the baby? Bulan nodded. Sterling Lee. Sterling, pure, rare, and precious. As I held Sterling in my arms, her tiny fingers curled around mine,
I knew I didn't need closure from the past. I had everything I ever wanted: peace, love, and a future. With Boulant by my side and our daughter in my arms, I finally felt $1 billion island. Suddenly, thinking back to the watch I gave him, worth only tens of thousands, it felt like a joke. No wonder he didn't care. As we walked forward, I noticed someone fishing in the distance. Isn't this a private island? Why is someone else here? Boulan glanced over and answered seriously. These people lived here before I bought the island. I don't visit often, so I never asked them to leave. The people on Moon Island were simple and warm-hearted. There was no fast-paced chaos, only slow, peaceful living. It was unbelievably relaxing. "Mr. Lee is here!" One man came over, holding freshly caught fish. "Mr. Lee, I knew you'd bring Mrs. Lee today, so I caught these early this morning. They're fresh." Another came with fruits. "Mrs. Lee, I picked these from the mountain for you. They're unique to this island. You won't find them anywhere else." And another with snacks. "Mrs. Lee, I just made these. Please try them." By the time we returned to the residence, my arms were overflowing. I set everything on the table and happily tasted each one. I suddenly felt someone watching me. When I looked up, Boulan was smiling softly, his dark eyes shining like scattered light. That night, after finishing my bath, I realized there was no bathrobe in the bathroom. Gathering my courage, I cracked the door slightly. "Boulan, are you out there? I can't find a bathrobe. Could you bring me some clothes?" I heard him rustling around and sighed in relief. When I opened the door wider, he handed me the bathrobe, and I froze. He wasn't wearing anything except a towel around his waist. Water droplets slid down his skin, trailing past defined abs lower and lower. My mind immediately ran to dangerous places. Panicking, afraid that what happened that night might repeat, I tried to shut the door. But Boudin blocked it with his arm, a teasing smile on his lips. "Mrs. Lee, we're already married. You can look at me openly. No need to sneak glances." That face, combined with that tone, who on earth could resist? I dropped the bathrobe, grabbed his wrist, and pulled him into the bathroom. He pinned my waist against the cold tile wall, sending a shiver up my spine. By the time I walked out, my legs were like jelly. But Boulan wasn't finished. "Wife, the night view of Moon Island looks beautiful too. Want to take a look?" I braced myself against the window as the dark night reflected our entwined silhouettes. He didn't let me rest until the early morning. I had barely fallen asleep when my phone rang. With a groggy arm, I searched for it blindly. "Hello?" My voice was hoarse from the night before. "Hannah, haven't you had enough? You blocked me on WeChat, blocked my number. I know you're still upset about Emily's pregnancy, but it was an accident. Yesterday, I took her for an abortion, but the doctor said her uterine lining is thin. If she loses this baby, she may never get pregnant again. It's my fault. After the baby is born, I'll send Emily abroad and you can raise the child." I could practically see his expression, self-righteous, acting like he was making this huge compromise I should be grateful for. "Luke, let me give you advice. If you've got money to burn, go check yourself into a psychiatric ward." He went from furious to laughing in an instant. "Aren't you just throwing a tantrum because Emily's pregnant? Fine, let's get married today. Where are you? I'll pick you up. Or better, meet me at the Civil Affairs Bureau at 10 o'clock. He said it like everything was already decided. Meet him, meet my ass. He could go get married to his ancestors in the underworld. We already broke off our engagement. If you don't understand that, look it up in a dictionary." He grew angry again. "Hannah, I'm giving you one chance to get married. If you don't take it, don't regret it later. If I regret it, I'm your ancestor, okay?" I hung up and blocked the unfamiliar number, too. Later that afternoon, I mentioned wanting to try fishing. Boulan immediately arranged a boat. Out on the water, he cast the net effortlessly. The setting sun washed the sea in soft red light. "Have you fished before? You look so skilled." He cleared his throat, a little embarrassed. Men are naturally good at this. No need to learn. Wow, you're amazing. For the next half-month, we stayed on Moon Island. Then we visited Lake Snow Mountain and the Padala Palace. One day, Bulan stood by the window, taking a cull. I understand. Yes, I'll bring your daughter-in-law. Daughter-in-law? I looked up curiously. Tomorrow is Dad's birthday. He wants us there. The Lee family patriarch's birthday banquet. But I didn't prepare a gift. Let's go buy something. He wrapped his arms around me. You don't need a gift. Just tell him you're pregnant. That will make him happier than anything money can buy. A few days before, I had felt nauseous. A checkup at the nearest hospital confirmed it. I was pregnant. The Lee family patriarch's birthday banquet was grand. Everyone important in the capital was there. When Bulan and I entered, we overheard Luke chatting with his friends. Leo whispered, "So your little aunt will be here today, right? A month ago, the whole circle was buzzing about your uncle getting married. Too bad none of us have his WeChat. We wanted to see who could win over the aloof Bulan." Luke, why don't even you have his WeChat? Luke's expression darkened. Leo laughed. If you knew things would turn out like this, why did you act like that? Hannah disappeared for a month, and now you're panicking. Luke scoffed. Panicking? For what? It's Grandpa's birthday. She would have shown up anyway. Leo rolled his eyes. Keep telling yourself that. You'd better sweet-talk her when she arrives. If she's really determined to break off the engagement, you'll have nowhere to cry. Luke scoffed again. A month is the longest she can stay away. When we meet later, she'll act like nothing happened and come back. His confidence was laughable. Then someone suddenly said, Luke, your sister-in-law's here. He didn't even look, just replied lazily, Uncle, Grandpa said my little aunt would be here today. When is she arriving? Bulan raised a brow, a smirk tugging at his lips. He looked at Luke like he was the world's biggest fool. Leo nudged Luke. Didn't you want to say something to your sister-in-law? We'll wait here for Mrs. Lee. Luke snorted and walked away. Leo turned to me like a worried babysitter. Sister-in-law, don't be angry. During the month you were gone, Luke nearly turned the capital upside down looking for you. Give him a few kind words. I didn't respond. Instead, I took Bulan's left hand and smiled gently. Let's go, husband. And as always, wherever Bulan stood, he became the center of attention. Sharp suit, striking presence, captivating aura. Leo and his group of friends looked as if they had been struck by lightning, completely frozen, unable to process what they were seeing. If they were right, Luke's little aunt was actually Hannah. The shock was unreal. How on earth did these two end up together? While Luke had been busy deluding himself for an entire month, thinking Hannah would eventually return, she had already gotten married and gone on her honeymoon. The group smoked through an entire pack of cigarettes outside before they finally calmed down. The news that Luke's mistress was pregnant had already spread like wildfire. And now, the whispers around the room were sharp and merciless. She's holding back so much. If my husband's mistress showed up pregnant, I'd slap him and throw him out. Hannah wouldn't dare. Disappearing for a month is the most she'd do. She's definitely here today just to reconcile with Luke. I don't know what's so special about Luke. Why does she cling to him like this? I don't get it, but I respect her devotion. They didn't even try to lower their voices. And of course, Luke heard everything. With a mocking confidence, he wrapped his arm around Emily and walked over to me. Don't worry, he said calmly. Mrs. Lee will always be you, and you'll raise this child. Mr. Lee, you've gone too far, a woman nearby scolded. You cheat, and you're still this self-righteous? They're not even married yet, and she's already being forced to raise a mistress's child? If this were my daughter, I'd drag her home myself. Let them be. If she's willing to take it, why are we getting worked up? Everyone held their breath, waiting for what would happen next. I was momentarily stunned, my hand drafting toward my stomach. Before I could speak, Bulin wrapped his arm around my waist and let out a soft, amused chuckle. The entire banquet hall froze. Every pair of eyes was on us. Luke instantly dropped Emily's hand and snapped, "Uncle, what are you doing? Hannah is my fiancé. Let go of her." Bulin's gaze was cold enough to cut steel. "You two ended your engagement a month ago." "I didn't agree," Luke shot back, "so it doesn't count." "She's your aunt now," Bulin replied calmly. "We've already registered our marriage, so watch your tone when speaking to your elders." The entire room gasped. Bulin replayed the past month in his mind, connecting the dots. His pupils shrank sharply. Bulin didn't just win, he brought down a hammer. "You can raise your own child," Bulin added. "Your aunt won't be raising him because she's pregnant too. She'll be raising your cousin." "Bulin!" Luke shouted, calling him by name for the first time. Every word came out through clenched teeth.